Hi guys, welcome to the latest episode of Miss Matsumoto Tries to Teach You Things. So today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you, let's ignore my emails here, how to prepare your file for the vinyl cutter to figure out how we need to prepare your file to send it in a way so that this machine, the roll and cut machine, can interpret the Illustrator file. So it's pretty cool. It's going to help you not have to cut everything by hand, but we need to make it so that the machine understands exactly where to cut on it. So what you're going to do, first of all, in Illustrator, okay, so I pulled up Daniel's because he turned in an Illustrator file so I could actually kind of mess with his stuff. And I'm going to go over 3 common issues that you need to deal with before you send me this version for the vinyl cutter. So we're going to make a new artboard that's going to be the file that you're going to turn in. So you're going to go File, New in Illustrator, all right? We only want one artboard this time because it's going to be one document that is going to have all 5 files on it. So you see how this is wide? So we're going to put 5 of your logos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on there, and you can see which one is going to work best for your actual printing. And you'll need to leave a little bit of space in between each because we'll treat them as sort of 5 separate designs. But I'm going to print you a strip and all 5 of your logos will be on here, and you can decide which one will actually work best for your screen printing. All right, so we're making this new artboard, and this time we want to be in inches. All right, so the width of the vinyl is 24 inches, but we want to leave a little bit of a buffer, a border on it. So I'm going to say that your width should be 23 inches. Sorry, go back to the title. So I'm going to call this Matsumoto logo vinyl, Matsumoto logo vinyl, something like that. So you know what it is. 23 inches wide. Again, make sure your units are inches. Your height, because it's going to be small. We're going to print it on a paper bag. So 4 inches tall. No bleed on this. Color mode is fine, even though we just need black and white. Keep it at 300 ppi. Great, beautiful. So we should have a long, skinny rectangle. Ooh, very nice. So that's where we're going to put all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on this document. And again, we're going to leave space in between. So say this is my first logo, my milk one, and Daniel didn't do this terrible typography, so don't criticize him for that. And these ellipses are mine because there's a couple different issues we want to do. So where the vinyl cutter is going to cut is everywhere where there's a path, right? So if we sent this file to the vinyl cutter right now, first of all, it's not the right direction. We'll flip it in a little bit. We'll flip it horizontal because just trust me on this. But so there's a couple things. If the vinyl cutter only cuts here where there's paths, it's not going to quite work. Basically, we want the vinyl cutter to cut here on the outside and down here on the outside. Otherwise, it'll just cut right through the middle. So there'll be 3 issues. First, with something like this, like where the student or the designer just did a stroke, we want to create paths that outline all of it because we want it to cut the entire thing. So over here, and I know my window is super busy right now, let's close some of these things so you can actually kind of focus on my stuff. There we go. I just pressed the letter F on your keyboard so it was less visually busy. I want to make sure I have Pathfinder up on my screen. So if you don't have Pathfinder up on your screen, make sure you go to Window, check off Pathfinder. So issue number 1, make sure you don't have strokes on anything. So I'm going to select all of this, okay, where, where all of that is selected. I guess not. So we'll just, deal with the chocolate bar. All right, so if we clicked on just create outline, right, it would only cut here where those blue lines are. And that's not where we want. That wouldn't actually give us a good sort of sticker to put on our screen. Plus all of this is outlines. So I'm going to say Control Z. That was just to preview it. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go to Object and Expand. We want to expand both the fill and the stroke. So I'm going to say, okay, great. So that expanded all that. But now if I sent this to the vinyl cutter, it would have sort of 3 different lines. So I don't want that. So first I expanded it, but now I'm going to go to Merge. So you see right there under Pathfinder, Merge, and let's see what happens. Ooh, ah. So I'm zooming in. So now my paths, instead of being right in the center and then there's a stroke, it's almost like I created a shape and then it's filled. So this, the vinyl cutter can totally understand. It's only going to cut on those blue lines. So that's a lot better for that. So make sure your designs, if there's any that are strokes, make sure you expand it and then merge. All right. And then again, we've probably also gotten rid of any sort of weird overlapping shapes. So now if I just kind of preview it by saying outline, perfect. So this is exactly where the vinyl cutter is going to cut. Okay. And I'm saying Command Z or Control Z if you're on a PC. Same thing if you just have two shapes, right? So I don't want it to cut, if I'm going here, I don't want it to cut this blue ellipse, then this blue ellipse. I want it to just cut the outside of this sort of like little snowman shape. So if I have something like this, I'm going to want to make sure I go to merge and merge those two shapes together, and then it's going to cut this little bulbous shape. Great. Text too, make sure your text is converted into outlines. Otherwise, it's not going to cut anything. The vinyl cutter is not going to cut anything. So make sure you go to type and then create outlines and actually, convert that text like that. See, now it's into actual paths that the cutter can understand. So, right, if I highlight this and I go just to preview it, outline, perfect. That's exactly where I want the vinyl cutter to cut. Okay, Command Z. So pretend this is my beautiful logo. Obviously, Daniel wouldn't add these hideous elements on here. So before I move it onto my other artboard, I'm just pressing F so I can see my other artboards. I need to flip it horizontal because, again, just trust me, it'll make sense. Based on the sticky side, where I need the sticky side to go on your screen, we'll need to mirror this image. So I'm going to highlight everything, and then I am going to go to, let's see if I remember, this is going to be awkward. You guys probably know. There we go. Object. And we want to reflect it. Okay. Reflect it. We want to flip it on its vertical axes. It's just going to flip it over and say, okay, great. So it's like that. Right. So then it's all selected. Then I'm going to Control C or Command C if I'm on a PC. I'm going to go to that new document, Command V. And then I'm going to hold down Shift while I drag the corner. Okay, and I need all 5 of my designs to fit nicely here. Okay, and then so you should have all 5 of your designs, one after the other, just on this long document. All right, once all 5, so I guess we'll just pretend that there's 5 different designs on here. Okay, now I'm gonna Control C, Control V. There you go. Right, you have your 5 different designs. They could be a little bit more. They could be a little bit larger because this is only a 4-inch tall thing. So you should have your 5 different designs. We need to make sure it's compatible with Illustrator CS5. You guys are working in CC, Creative Cloud, but the vinyl cutter is a little bit older technology and we need to use it with one of the older iMacs. So we need to make sure that the older iMac can understand what's going on. So first, just save it as the regular version, save it in Illustrator the way you normally would, back it up to your drive. Okay, so I would save the version, how you normally do, but then save a version here where it says options, save it in a legacy format, Illustrator CS5. Okay, warning, blah, 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 text layout, text isn't a problem because we already created outlines. All right, so save a version in CS5. That's the version you're going to be turning into Google Classroom. So this time you're going to turn in this AI file, the one that's compatible with CS5, turn that into the assignment because that's when I send the file to the vinyl cutter to prep your screen. That's what's it's going to understand. Okay, great. So that should be it, guys. Hopefully that won't take you the whole period. Then you can finish up. I could be 7.2 or work on your English research paper. All right, bye.